ChatGPT is incredible at helping build a Pinterest account. And I have coaching clients that I'm constantly saying when they run out of ideas, they don't know how to build, or they don't know what boards to create, yada, 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 and they don't have the money yet for paid tools. I'm like, all you got to do is reverse engineer what's already working. I do this with YouTube. I do this with blogs. I do this with TikTok. I do it with everywhere that I'm creating content and making money, including Pinterest. I reverse engineer with ChatGPT. So here's what it's going to look like. So basically, let's pretend you're building a website and you're in the DIY space, okay? Do it yourself, any kind of DIY space. I go up here to the search bar and I'm just going to type in DIY, okay? And we're going to go to all pins and we're just going to take a look at what it's going to show us. Why is it not going anywhere? Hold on, let me do a quick refresh here. This is a weird day technology-wise. I'm like, why are things not working? All pins. There we go. DIY. Okay. Oh, so we're already on this page. So here's what it's giving us. It's giving us all of these additional ideas that go with DIY. So we have DIY gifts, DIY decor, DIY crafts, DIY book art. Okay, the reason it's giving you these is because these are kind of like these little subcategories that people are actually searching for, or they're actually browsing, they're actually interacting with these pins. So these would be excellent ideas for categories on your blog. They would also be excellent ideas for boards on your Pinterest account if you're going to do DIY. So I'm opening Harpa right here. Harpa is a Chrome extension, and I'll put the link below. This is what I use to run my ChatGPT so it can interact with any web page. Oh, you should see the things I'm doing with thumbnails and it's incredible. Anyway, right here, I'm going to type in analyze this niche for Pinterest. Okay. Now it's page aware. So it's coming over here and it's going to read the page now. Then it's going to answer us based on what we asked it. So analyzing the DIY niche on Pinterest reveals a vibrant and diverse set of categories and opportunities. Okay, popular sub niches. So it says DIY category covers decor, sewing projects, upcycling, engagement potential. Okay, tell me about the categories that I should create boards on based on the suggestions on this page. Okay, now it should give us like gifts, decor, crafts. There we go. See how it's reading these directly and it's giving them to you right here? You don't have to go get a keyword tool or anything to be able to do this, okay? So the very first thing I would say right off the bat is, if I were coaching one of my clients who wants to get into the DIY space, if my client already has a specific space, like let's just say she makes DIY dream catchers, well, we're going to build on that. But if you're just saying, I just want to blog about DIY and I don't know how I'm going to monetize it yet, maybe with affiliate income, maybe with ad revenue, maybe with sponsorships, maybe I'll sell things on Etsy, whatever, then this is where you would start. This is the starting point. Okay, so it gives us this. Now, if you wanted to, you could take these. So gifts would be one board, one category on your website. DIY decor is another board and another category on your website. Crafts, same thing. Now, the only one I may not put on there is canvas art painting because that's a little broad. And unless you're going to go create a whole bunch of blogs on canvas art painting, it doesn't really make sense to have that as a board. So same thing with art decor and room decor. I'm going to say, let's keep all decor in one board for now and all. Yeah, so let me see what that does now. So you're going to communicate. You're just going to communicate back and forth now with ChatGPT. So gifts, crafts, book art. I don't love book art, so I might just do gifts, crafts. Okay, let's go with gifts, crafts, furniture, decor. Let's just start with those four. Okay, as boards and categories. is there any other main categories I should include to start with? Now, by the way, I am attaching below, besides the links that I use, I have come up with some power packs for you guys that'll help you with Pinterest, including my 200 ChatGPT prompt pack. And then I've got my power stack where I show you how to create a long form blog and spin that off into a bunch of little blogs. Those are great little starter kits for you to get learning this. Okay, so I'm just going to go with let's just go with those first four. Let's just pretend those are our first four that we're going to cover. Okay, so now give me the instructions to set up these boards. Do you know you can do this? Do you know that you can run Harpa alongside any page and ask it how to use the tool, and it will do that for you? So look what it says. Log in, go to your profile, create a new board. Tells you where the plus button is, and then it tells you the title. Enter a name for your board, such as gifts. Okay, so now I'm going to say, give me Pinterest SEO board titles for our 4 boards. Shouldn't they contain DIY? I should have said for our DIY boards, maybe. Okay. Oh, it is. It's right underneath there. DIY gifts, creative handmade present ideas, or DIY unique gifts for every occasion. DIY crafts, innovative projects. So there's your board titles. Okay. Now give me the board description for each. Focus on keywords. So you don't have to guess what to name these boards. It's going to do it for you. Okay. Now, you also could go find like users. When you search for here, you can search for Pinterest accounts instead. And you can look for people that have like DIY in their name. So example, Rebecca DIY. Let's go look at Rebecca. She must be huge if she's #1 recommended and has the little check mark. No, I don't even know why that's happening there. Did she add that? Oh, 38.2 monthly million views. Yeah, I would say that's valid. All right. So what you could do here is let's analyze Rebecca's account. Okay. So we got some board names. That's one way to go about reverse engineering. Another way to go about reverse engineering is find somebody who's in the same space and see what they're doing well. So here I'm going to say analyze this account. So now it's going to look at Rebecca's account and look what it's going to do. This is incredible. It says with 36.8 thousand followers and an average of 38.2 monthly views, Rebecca DIY has a substantial audience interested in DIY design, craft, and decor. Well, if you know that's you're in the right spot, right? Content variety. The account covers a wide range of topics from appetizers to home decor, DIY crafts, and seasonal ideas such as Christmas and Halloween. This diversity helps attract a broad audience. Then it says popular boards, DIY ideas. So see what she did. She's got one board that's just called DIY ideas. Then she's got another board, DIY crafts, basically. Another one, DIY seasonal boards, okay? Then she's got engagement. Okay, now watch this. If I want to build a Pinterest account like this, tell me exactly what to do. Define your niche. Kind of did that, DIY. Set up your account. Create relevant boards. Home decor. See, remember we already did DIY home decor, DIY crafts. So we know it's on point with what we were just looking at. Pin consistently. Okay. Tell me the first 10 boards to create. So DIY crafts, DIY home decor, DIY gifts, DIY furniture. Those were all in our first list. Spot on. Ooh, DIY for kids. That's a good one. Backyard and garden, craft room ideas. Now it's up to you whether or not you want to explore if they need the word DIY in them. If everything you're doing is going to be DIY, it might be a good spot to start. DIY craft room ideas, DIY backyard and garden. I probably would. But anyway, okay. Perfect. Let's say I already have all my boards set up now. I'm going to blog every day. I need a 30-day calendar rotating through these 10 topics so that each board is getting filled at the same time. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You could say, let's start with board number 1, get 30 pins on there as quick as you can, and then move to board number 2. That's an option. So let's see what it says. Perfect. Okay, so 30 days. Week 1, DIY crafts. Create and share a blog post featuring a simple craft tutorial. Okay, I'm going to do it a different way. Do it again. Give me the titles. Let's focus on spring and summer. Now, the reason I did that was because seasonality pins tend to get pushed out more. So depending on when you're starting this, you might want to think that way. You know, once I get towards the end of summer, I start going, let's go fall, Thanksgiving, October, pumpkins. We start thinking that way. But right now, we're just barely into spring. We've got all of summer left, so that's what I'm going to do. So day 1, DIY crafts, 10 easy spring crafts for fresh start. Home decor, refreshing DIY. Okay, so I'm going to say make them more unique and specific. So I'm showing you this because some of you guys won't understand how to converse back, and you'll get just the first thing out of ChatGPT and it'll be generic. And then it won't be special. It'll be like everybody else, and it's going to be hard to rank in there. So watching me and how I converse with ChatGPT, you can learn how I get the most out of it. Okay, so week 1, DIY crafts. Spring butterfly wall art using recycled materials. Bingo. That is so perfect, unique, special, on point. Love it. Number 2, transform your home entryway with floral spring accents. Number 3, crafting lavender sachets, perfect Mother's Day gifts. Woo! This is so good. I need to go use this. This is so good. Now, what you might want to do, if you're a writer and you know how to do all this and want to go do your research and you want to write the blog, go for it. If you don't, then you can stay actually right here on Harpa even if you want to. And I'm going to say, this is perfect. Let's write number 1. Okay, so you're going to start with the very first one. Now, you can copy those all into a project calendar. You can give them to your admin. You can give them to your writer, however, whatever you want to do. I'm just pretending this is how we're going to have it written. So here's the title. Spring Butterfly Wall Art Using Recycled Materials. Welcome to our exciting DIY project. Now, watch what I do. Okay, look at the first paragraph. Welcome to our exciting DIY project where we'll merge creativity with sustainability. This spring, let's bring the beauty of butterflies. This is pretty good. But I'm going to change it. I'm going to say, write it like Lori Ballen. Because I've trained ChatGPT on my style. It understands how I write. So look, now it's changing it. Hey there, it's Lori Ballen. Are you ready to spring into a new project that combines creativity, color, and a nod to Mother Earth? Yep, that sounds like me. Let's take some everyday recycled materials and transform them into gorgeous butterfly wall art that's sure to brighten up any room this season. Okay? I love it. So this is good. So then what I would do is, let's just say we're going to copy this over to a blog. So I would come over here now to ballenblogger.com. And again, basically what I'm doing right now is in that pack, the Power Stack one is where you'll learn how I'm doing all these steps right here. I pretty much rinse and repeat most of the blog creation part of it, but I'm constantly retraining ChatGPT to make things better and more unique and sound more like me. The more you talk to ChatGPT, the more it will know who you are. I have it on my phone. It's voice activated. Every morning when I go for a 45-minute walk, I talk to ChatGPT. I talk about my business. I talk about my goals. I talk about my life, and it knows how I talk and what my inflection is, and that I'm blunt and short and to the point, but yet inspirational and educational and informative. And that's the style that I usually get out of things. Okay. Now, this isn't the most robust blog post, is it? This is just a simple how-to. We're not trying to be fancy. If you wanted to make this longer, you could. You can go back and say, ChatGPT, make this more SEO focused or optimized for this keyword, yada, yada, yada. But let's just pretend we want to do this. Now, watch what I do. I come up here to Harpa and I run this ChatGPT prompt that gives me a Pinterest idea pin, which you can get this one specific prompt in my prompt store if you want. And what it's going to do is it's going to create this beautiful Pinterest pin. Okay. And I use Ideogram. So that's what did I mention? Harpa, Ideogram. You can find those links below. And I'm going to go to 9:16 to create this pin. This is the super fast version, just showing you guys the quick walkthrough. I did not create these images. Somebody else created those images. My images are over here under creations. Anyway, I wish it would not land originally on the library, but it does. Okay, so down here, look what we have. Spring butterfly wall art using recycled materials. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Now, depending on what your finished product looks like, if I were to go back to this recipe, to this right here, I would say something like this to Harpa. Describe what we are creating. Exactly. So I can get a picture of what the finished product might look like. One thing I really try to do is create the most authentic looking what this might look like when they're done. Now, I do have a disclaimer on mine that says I'm using AI and that this is a symbol of what could be created. It's up to them to, in any art project that you put a demo out, it's not going to look the same ever. But I want to at least kind of get a good idea of what it is that we're creating to put on the walls before I put out the pin, because if it doesn't match, it's going to be weird. Okay, this does match. You see what we're creating here? Basically, you're creating these. Oh, that's beautiful. We're creating these, and they all pretty much look the same except for all the patterns, right? Now, watch this little reverse engineering trick. Let's say you pick one of these. Let's say we pick this one right here. I'm going to ask Harpa something. I'm going to open Harpa and say, how can I make these? Because sometimes you'll get an image that comes out of Harpa that may, or out of Ideogram, that may not be in line with the instructions on the craft, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you're creating it correctly. So it says gather materials. You'll need cardboard like cereal boxes. Okay, prepare the cardboard butterflies. Create the paper mosaic. Okay, this is it. This is what we're creating. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here and make sure that we're in line. Recycled cardboard. Oh, same thing. Sure enough. Okay, beautiful. So let's just say I actually like this image better even than what the text overlay was creating for me. So I might just take this and add a text overlay, cardboard butterflies, or I might just take this and not even put an overlay at all. Sometimes I'll do this. Or right here, I'm going to add the instructions that Harpa gave us. Let me see, where was that at? Hold on. It was up here. Okay, where's the text overlay? Right here. In the center, include a Pinterest-style text overlay with the blog title, Spring Butterfly Wall Art using recycled materials in bold uppercase, highlight key phrases, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to see what this does right here. I'm just going to add this to the end of the prompt and see how it does with a text overlay on top of those images, those butterflies, because I think those look fantastic. And then the only other thing we need to do is add the featured blog photo, which is a 16:9. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So see how those to me look more childish than what we were creating? That's beautiful. That I like a lot. I like that one a lot. This one looks good. This one looks really good. I don't know why, but I love this one. Spring Butterfly Wall Art. I'm going to go with that one. So I'd click on the three dots, go to JPEG, Spring Butterfly Wall Art. Then I want to make a rectangular one, 16:9, that's going to be for our featured blog post. So for that one, I get rid of the text because my blog already puts text over it. My website does. So just take it off right there. And then we're going to change this to go to 16:9. and we're going to click generate. And then we get our featured blog photo, and you're good to go. You know, people that frown on AI, I think it's when you're baiting and switching and you're not really, you're giving false impressions on what could be created. You're making a food recipe, but you're not actually showing them what the finished product. So like this, for example, that's so intricate. I think that would be that would look a little fake to me. You know, wasn't real. This is more like what we were creating there, I think. This was more like what we were creating there. So I'm going to really try to make sure that I'm staying in line with what it is that we're creating. Butterfly wall art, blog, so that they're getting what it is that they want. Create your canvas, scan those old magazines for pages, snip them into small strips, glue the paper pieces onto your cardboard. See, this is great. Now what I usually do is I will just take that little excerpt and I'll paste it right there. Set featured image. You just go ahead and upload files, select files. We're going to browse for the two images. First, the featured blog photo, and then the Pinterest image. And then I use Tailwind to schedule out the pin. Let me just show you, because that's the final piece here, and I think it's really one of the pieces of magic, one of the magic pieces of this whole equation, because it keeps all of my Pinterest pins so on schedule. It does cost money. So if you're on a budget, you're just starting out, then you probably want to use Pinterest native scheduler, which is perfectly fine. But in my case, I want to show you what I'm actually doing. So I'm going to show you Tailwind. So this is my blog in its entirety. Then I'm going to go to crafts. And, or if you have DIY decor or something like that, I'm going to look and see if I have a tag that says DIY home decor, because I might have started a tag on that. Sure enough. Okay. So I'm putting it in my craft category. I'm tagging it DIY home decor. You could also tag it butterflies. If you're doing a lot with butterflies, you could tag it recycled materials. Okay. So then all I have to do is I make this a full size image, just because I like the way it fits on my blog better. Okay, pretend you're done. We are done. The only other thing I usually do is fix that URL. If it's too long, spring butterfly wall art. So I'm just going to change it to spring butterfly wall art. And then I'm going to click publish. Then the very last piece, and it would be very easy to create one of these every day, wouldn't it? I mean, I could do that whole thing I just did in 30 minutes with one blog post. So then all I do is I take this little Tailwind Chrome extension. So I sign up for Tailwind. I get the Chrome extension. I'm going to click down here on schedule. It's going to open. So everything I just showed you guys today is in the Pinterest Power Stack. That's where you're going to see all of the step-by-step instructions. And the Pinterest Prompt Pack has 200 Pinterest prompts that you can use to build your business. So I'm giving you lots of different ways to get set up here. So here's my pin. And then all I do is I pick the board. I'm going to put it in fun crafts. And then I'm going to put it in schedule. And look what it does. See my queue over here? These are how many slots I have chosen right now. Sometimes I'll amp those up if I'm doing a lot on Pinterest. If I know I'm traveling, I'm not going to do as much, I'll scale it back a little bit. What do we have? 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. No, this is good. There's about 27 pins per day, I think it is. So all it did is it put it right in the next slot for me. Now, if I'm doing a long form blog and I'm putting 10 different Pinterest images on that pin, I will schedule those out for a week apart using the little calendar option right here. But if it's just a one-off blog, one idea, then I will click to add it to the queue, and it just will go at the next time it goes out. So there's just a couple of ways that you can use ChatGPT that you may not have thought of to reverse engineer as you're building your Pinterest account. I'm Lori Ballen. I do have a coaching program, Blueprint Coaching. Love to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining me today. Talk to you soon.